All right, Bill Doris is here. We're going to talk about this lovely video that's been on the New York Post. Right now, we're watching it from MJ Truth Ultra's Twitter account. It's all over the place. It's a clip of The View, or as Bill likes to call them, the chicken heads, the talking chicken heads. And they had this segment talking about Trump's picks. First off, how they don't understand why they know so much about Trump's picks. It seems his cabinet picks. It seems like he's just doing this for show. And so they were criticizing that. And then they talked about Matt Gaetz specifically and other like sexual malfeasance issues. And so when they trashed Matt Gaetz, and then this is what happens. Make sure you can hear it.
Scream. Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. The DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
Okay. My kids are
you have a legal note.
right now in the background, so Bill,
it never gets old.
Take it away first.
It never gets old. This is, I mean, as an American citizen that lived through 2016 up till now, this is effing amazing. It's funny and in so many ways, but let's break it down. You know, as somebody who is an experienced poker player, I can read people really, really well, especially their body language. And, you know, I did 14 years in television, radio, news behind the camera and in front of the camera, but behind the camera, I can tell when somebody's lying. And this is Sunny Hostin. She looks like she is a hostage being held by terrorists, and she's reading the demands of the terrorists. She hated that she had to do this. She's a former federal prosecutor, okay? But yet when it comes to legalities on the side of Republicans, oh, she hates it so bad, and she... Yeah, just this whole shit.
While I'm reading my wine promo, let me ask you this question, so get ready for it. Do you think she was really upset to read it, or do you think that was a virtue signal for her fans or for the audience? Okay, that's my question, because maybe she really doesn't care, but she's just putting on a show like, you guys, I can't believe I have to read this. I hate that I have to read this, so that people will say exactly what we're saying right now, and that really gets her audience applauding her. So she may not have actually cared. It could be theatrics, but that's the question I have for you. If you're somebody who's watching The View, I know you're drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's no way you could watch that show without already starting on the wine. So if you're going to be doing that, you might as well go to AllisonWinePromo.com, get yourself some good wine, and support the show. If you join the wine club, you get 6 bottles of amazing wine every 3 months, and you will not be disappointed. These are from extremely limited edition wine making operations. Okay, we're talking family vineyards, 200-year-old vineyards, old world winemaking techniques, parts of the world that you would sometimes have to risk your life to get to, not necessarily because of violence, but just the roads, just driving on the cliffs of the these mountain region areas in, say, Argentina to get to 6,000 and 9,000 feet between these high altitude vineyards. It's just amazing stuff. It's an amazing product. It reflects all the different regions of the world they come from. They're all selected for the stuff I like, which is just clean products and products that come with a great story. Please, you support the show. AllisonWinePromo.com. So, Bill, was she faking it to just, you know, make herself look good for her audience, or do you think she really didn't want to read that?
I think the truth may be somewhere in the middle, but I will bet my next 6 paychecks on it that she was offended that she had to read this, and she was hurt that, you know, everything that The View stands for, being progressive, liberal, and against the Republicans. Wait, hold on. Now we got to read this because we just put Matt Gaetz through the ringer. with everything that's alleged. Now I have to say, and I feel like, Sunny Hostin reads probably most of their legal disclaimers that ABC News makes them do sometimes. And I don't know why, maybe because she's the former federal prosecutor or the most well-spoken, whatever the case may be. But this hurt her soul. She hated it. This is a woman who just announced, oh, I'm going with Joy Reid and Don Lemon to get off Twitter because Elon Musk is bad and Twitter bad. And, but now she had to put something out there in the ether that was a minute, something. I can't, the word escapes me, but the fact that she had to defend in any way Matt Gaetz, this hurt her soul and her heart. It's probably a little bit of, I'm just trying to sell it to the people that love me and care about me and my followers, but she doesn't have any followers anymore. She just left Twitter. So, yeah.
Oh, and that's another show we need to do is the whole journalist leaving Twitter. Yeah. But maybe we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
This is what the New York Post writes. Dejected looking Sunny Hostin forced to read awkward legal memo on The View after trashing Matt Gaetz over Toss DOJ case. Dejected looking. We put that it looked like she was a hostage. I think it may be a happy medium between the two. Yeah. I personally think she looked angry, not dejected. I think I agree with Bill on that one. But whether she was faking it or not, I don't know. If you scroll all the way to the end of their article, they say that X users were quick to make fun of Hostin for her misstep, with one person writing, "You just know ABC told her she had to do it, or they would fire her to prevent the network from getting sued." But yeah, I mean, this obviously has to do with the fact that they think Gaetz would just have come after them. If
can we be fair real quick?
Say that.
ABC doesn't give a damn about Sunny Hostin. ABC cares about ABC not getting sued. So let's just be honest about that. Okay. But Sunny Hostin is, I mean, come on. She's the one who screams to fund the police at the top of her lungs, but she was also a cop. Okay. She was a federal prosecutor. That makes her a law enforcement officer. She was a cop. So this is the biggest hypocrite on national TV. I have said it, and I'm glad Allison has me on a single shot right now. She's a domestic terrorist. By the legal definition of domestic terrorist, Sunny Hostin is a domestic terrorist. She is. And anybody that says anything otherwise is either wrong or does not know what they're talking about. But this specific thing, let's also be honest about one thing. Matt Gaetz is never going to win that position. He's never going to get past the Senate. He's never going to get past Congress. He will never, ever, ever hold that position. But I think this is one of Trump's things to say, hey, I'm here and I'm going to try to get my way.
I don't know. I've seen weirder things happen. I could totally see him end up.
You think so? Really?
I mean, it's the United States 2024. Nothing would surprise me anymore.
Fair enough.
Let's go to the part where this could be anything. It could be that she's waiting for the prompter to load, or this is where she's really putting on the theatrics. Okay.
I have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi.
Okay. The lip. All right. The pause and the lip. Okay. Let's watch that one more time. Okay. She could be pausing because they haven't loaded in the prompter yet, but watch the lip.
Matt Gaetz.
I love that part. I need to slow-mo that. All right. Here's my take on all this. What I think is funny, and I'm not trying to say The View pretends to be journalists, okay? Though they do, what's her face? Short-haired, red-haired lady. What's her name? Joy
Behar.
Yeah. She does, make a side comment about, Fox, Fox. So she has some kind of standard in her head about reporting. I don't know what the standard is, but she obviously has some kind of standard because she looks down on other people for their reporting. So all right, they're not coming out there trying to pretend like they're Lester Holt. Okay. So I'll give them a little bit of a break there. That said, right. what a world we live in today where you can share your opinion for a good 10 minutes and it'd be completely biased against a particular individual. And then what makes you really mad is to just state the facts. Because really what she did in the disclaimer were facts. I mean, she didn't share opinion there. She didn't say Matt Gaetz didn't do it. She said Matt
Mhm.
Gaetz says he didn't do it. Okay, which is true. It's a fact.
And
Matt Gaetz
and
says
that
he didn't do
DOJ
it.
charges were
Charges
never
were
brought.
dropped. Or well, he wasn't ever charged.
Right.
They quit the investigation before he was ever charged. So yeah, the stuff that she says here, let's watch it.
Has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying
Fact, right?
in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism.
Pause.
That
If
DOJ
he in fact sent that statement, that's a fact. That's another fact, right?
Okay, that's another fact. But so she, she does the lit thing that we talked about 10, 15 seconds ago.
Yeah.
That is a poker tell that she is pissed. She is upset. She does not like her hole cards and she wants to fold, but she's pot committed. Okay. And she hates the fact that somebody told her, hey, you have to read this. She does not want to read this because she just spent 30 seconds, a minute, 90 seconds, whatever it is, bashing him. But now I've got to put this out there. That's what she hates.
But I am positing that she's even more narcissistic than that.
Ooh.
And that she doesn't really care because she would have to have I honestly I kind of believe that she's faking it just because I think she could just be acting, not that she likes Matt Gaetz or anything and she's just putting on a total show,
Right.
but that she's just accentuating that she's mad about it because she just wants her audience to know it. Like she just wants her audience to know it. Let me just play this.
I've been told women fake it all the time, so what do I know?
investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
Okay, all those things were all facts. They were all facts. So the thing that she's the most angry about is that she said like 4 facts after 10 minutes of sharing a biased opinion. That's what makes people mad in today's media world. And, I just, that's what I find to be like just the most, I mean, it's really kind of comical to me that like, that was okay. Less than 30 seconds. And some of the clip was Whoopi talking and then tossing the break. Okay. So let's just call it like probably 22 seconds. So like a 20-second disclaimer after, almost 10 minutes of just chattering about your opinion. And that's where we are now in the media world that's what makes people mad. Those were all facts. I mean, I'm sorry you don't like them, but those are facts. What you just said. And like I said, she didn't say it would be different if she was like, Matt Gaetz didn't do it. Okay, that, she didn't. She said Matt Gaetz says he didn't do it. Okay, that's a fact. Sorry you didn't like what he said. I don't know. I mean, it's just fascinating to me in this day and age because I think a lot of journalists, they're whether they're encouraged or not, they are starting to posture kind of like The View. Like they'll get online and they'll go on their rants and oh my gosh, you should see some of this stuff that they're, putting on their personal pages, but even on their public pages, I mean, it's over the line at this point. It's over the line. And if you can't make statements of fact without getting angry because you don't like those statements of fact, then you really should get out of the business. And I know that their viewers like this stuff. And like I said, The View, they're not claiming to be the same as like nightly news, but just grow up. All right. Like just grow up. I mean, you should say 4 things without getting your feathers all ruffled, which I just learned why chickens get their feathers all ruffled and why we use that term, because I've watched our roosters straight up take the chickens for what they want. As E.T., our 88-year-old friend says, it's a hop and pop. That's what he says. It's a hop and pop. And when it's done, the chicken's feathers are very ruffled and they shake it off. And so anyway, that's just add that now to your view of The View. Bill, any Any other thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's important to mention that while no one on this planet, Allison and I, we've had heated debates, discussions about what is a journalist. Okay. Nobody on God's blue earth will ever confuse Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sarah Gaines, Sarah Alyssa Griffin the third, whatever her name is, and definitely by God, Sunny Hostin as journalists. But it's important to note, The View falls under the ABC News division. Okay, that's important. They don't fall under Disney or ABC Entertainment or ESPN or MSNBC per whatever. The View falls under the ABC News division. That's important to make note of, because it's like, okay, well, where am I getting my news from when, ABC News with their current news anchor, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, the good-looking guy with the great hair. I can't think of his name. I think he's a great news anchor. But also ABC News Division, they're the ones who put the lady who faked a live shot, staged a fake crime scene for a live shot, and then let her be the co-host of the presidential debates. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I remember.
What is her name? I can't remember. Lindsay Davis. That's it.
We'll have to look that up and do.
Yeah, Lindsay Davis. That's her name.
Don't forget, you can send me mail. You can send me mail at P.O. Box 3355, Denellen, Florida 34432. Love getting notes of encouragement, tips for the show, both your opinion about the show and actual tips. Like, send me $5 that you aren't going to use for your Starbucks this week, and every little bit helps. Thank you to everybody who does that. Folks have sent books for the kids. Please, nothing creepy, because my children, the producers, do open that stuff on the way home, and nothing edible, because I will probably assume you laced it with arsenic and you're trying to kill me. That said, if you're a rancher, you want to give me a half cow or something like that, we can set that up. You just got to get a hold of me in my email. Don't send it to my P.O. box. If you would like to support my Give, Send, Go for my free speech lawsuit, I am suing the Department of Natural Resources in Washington State for firing me over my podcast, for interviewing people they did not like during the COVID pandemic. You can go to givesendgo.com/Allison Free Speech Fight. It'll help with my travel back and forth to Washington. I'm going to have to take some time off the podcast to get all kinds of documents together, and it'll even help for babysitting. So thanks everybody who's already given there. So many generous people out there. Really appreciate it. We're going to just do a couple more minutes for supporters only. This is a supporters only show in its entirety, tittle tattle, once a week. And there is a question from Brisbane. So if you're a supporter, you're going to get to hear the answer that Bill's going to give to this. What do you think Sunny Sunshine did during the commercial break? Slug down some shots, drink a bottle of wine, or swallow a handful of Xanax while throwing a tantrum? All right, Bill is going to respond to that and more. So we love everybody who's watching on Rumble and elsewhere. We'll see you next time.